Welcome aboard, everyone. Um, I'm going to get into a little bit of an unboxing, and I want to kind of set this up just a little bit because it's an exciting unboxing. I can't wait to show you guys this stuff. Oh, they even got the updated packaging and everything. This is awesome. This Okay. So anyway, I got an awesome new brand to the LURENET PRADCO family of lures that I'm going to show you guys. And I've got a nice I got set up right. I picked a bunch of stuff that I really thought that I would use in different situations, and so I want to kind of go over that. Now, if you're not already familiar with who Pradco LureNet is, they're my sponsor, and they've got a whole host of family of products, which not only include Rebel, Yum, Booyah, Bomber, Smithwick. I can't even remember all. Arbogast, Heaton, Yum, Gene LaRue, Bobby Garland, Phil Bobbers, and I know I'm missing a few, but here's the oh thanks Northern Kentucky. This is the Norse from Northern Kentucky, and when they were in the tournament several years back, they faced against North Carolina in the first round. And since I love North Carolina, but I had to rep hometown. But here we go. We're unboxing a LureNet box of stuff. One of the things I didn't see, and I'll show you real quick, is they've got the Yakima baits spinners. Let me tell you how long it's been since I've thrown a rooster tail in the creek. This is what I started throwing for creek smallies, and I just never got back to them because I don't know. I think I just fished what I thought was better baits, crankbaits and stuff like that. But I got some rooster tails from the Yakima baits, and I'm going to feature these. But enough about that. I'm not going to get into the other stuff. Okay, so what am I unboxing? What is the awesome stuff, uh, guys? If you haven't seen iCast or any of the updates on iCast yet, came out with a lot of awesome stuff. But one I am most excited about is Great Lakes Finesse. Great Lakes Finesse just got added to the Pradco family, and man, do they have some cool stuff. I have been just drooling over this stuff for quite some time. Not only that, the baits look awesome. So I'm going to go through these one by one, right, and kind of explain uh, all the different kinds. Now, is this is probably the crawl is probably different than any of the other baits in the lineup, in that it's like Ned rigged, and it's made for netting and dragging. It specifically says on here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these guys came up in Ohio. I know now it's listed with Pradco as Arizona, but or Arkansas. But I mean, Great Lakes, they got to be from the Great Lakes somewhere. Anyway, so check it out. Right off the rip, you can tell these are nicely salted baits, so floating. And we're going to test some of these out here in the little test tank. It's really heavily salted. Look at the crawl. Look at the crawl size. And you know what? I'm going to give you guys some actual sizes here, so you can see exactly what these are. Right. So you can see it is right about what, 2 1/4. Oh, sliding down, sliding down. There we go. Little 2 inch crawly guy, right? Absolutely perfect snack size for the creeks. And oh man, they are just they've got a very like matte finish to them. They've got a very matte finish. And if I can get this camera not to zoom like on my face. And this color is actually green pumpkin red flake flat. LT, I believe that means flat. But you get 6 of these bad boys in there, and man, they are just absolutely perfect for. And you know what? We are going to let's see. Do I have a jig set up? We will set up a jig. You know what? Let's do the rest of the unboxing, and then I'll show you guys a little bit of tank testing, because that's probably one of the first things I'm going to do. Now, what I bought was something to reach outside of my comfort zone, right? And I have not done a lot of this type of fishing, and more so because I'm a creek guy, and in creek applications, I just don't think drop shotting is one of the things people do a lot in the creeks. However, I want to give it a go. I want to give it a run, um, because I know that we use jigs and we finesse fish in the creeks, and drop shotting isn't an ineffective way to fish in creeks. It's just something I've never done. So right off the rip, we're doing the 2.75 drop minnow. This is a spicy melon, right? So check these out. It is a nice little finesse. And look, imagine drop shotting this right on that hook. I'm just barely moving, and look at that. Look at that supple little tail. It is. I mean, you really don't have. You just gotta let it sit on the hook. Let the water do the work. Can you hear the song of my cat? But yeah, super supple. So just shy of 3 inches. This is the drop minnow in spicy melon, and I have a bunch of drop shot weights already, and I'm excited to finally get to bust those out. Okay, next in the lineup, this is the 4-inch drop worm. So if you want something just a little bit bigger, and thank you guys for jumping in. I see everybody there. Jared, Jeremiah, Patrick, what's going on the reel? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so the 4-inch drop worm. This is also in the green pumpkin, red flake, and again, just a supple tail. I mean, I'm not shaking it. You just give it a little twiggle, and it's moving, which is great because you're not going to have to sit there and do a lot of work to this, especially if you're doing creek. Now, if you're lake fishing, you can give this a little twiggle and give that a little extra twitch. But I think if you're in the creek and you've got any hint of moving water, all you got to do is just drop that weight down. I would probably, for me, rig up 8 to 10 inches for the drop shot weight, maybe a foot if I'm going in deeper pockets. But I think about maybe anywhere from 6 to 10 inches would be absolutely perfect. Let that weight just rest on the bottom, and then let the creek do the work. That is absolutely going to get it done. I'm really excited. If you can tell, I'm really excited because drop shotting is something that I have sorely neglected, but not anymore because I am absolutely stocked up with this stuff. Okay, so we got 3 baits. Oh, I've got a bunch for you guys. Yeah, you know what? That is a good point. When you get to those creek spots where you've got that deep hole, the honey hole, and your normal baits aren't bringing them out, drop shot. It's funny. I watched someone do a very analytical presentation uh, for the last 10 years of major fishing tournaments, and they determined uh, what the anglers, if they reported in their what they caught their bigs on. It was an astonishing, like, whether they use crankbait, jig, punch, whatever they're using, drop shot was by far the majority. And that kind of blew me away because I was like, man, am I missing one of the greatest presentations that I've been neglecting? And yeah, the answer is yes. So, but not anymore. Not anymore. All right, next one up is the flat cat. And I tried to get a different kind of plethora of colors, right? So we got the green pumpkin and a couple different ones, and we got the spicy melon. This one is clear shad, and I wanted to get something for natural, maybe more clearer waters. And this is the flat cat, and this is a 2.25-inch bait. It's got a little bit more stiffer action because it is smaller, but you can see how supple that tail is, and it's got a flat tail and a flat body. So you rig that drop shot right in there, and it's like a door spring, right? Let the creek do the work. Let the creek do the work. If you're a lake fisherman or if you're doing still waters or ponds, man, you've got to give that just the tiniest twiggles, and that is absolutely gonna. It's kind of like a spring where you just give it a twiggle and then let it come to rest. Oh my goodness. All right, so the flat cat. So we've got two different sizes of drop worms. We've got the crawl, the snack crawl. We've got the flat cat. Maybe before we get into the rest of these, let's go over some terminal tackle, right? So this is the sneaky spin, and this is a little underspin jig, and I probably will use this with more than just the Great Lakes products. I will throw the long john, the Gene Lure long john on this. I'll throw my swimming dingers on this. The spine crawl would be great on this. The chunk crawl, the snack crawl would be perfect on this. Anything that you want a little extra pizzazz on, they've got an underspin jig. And you know me, I got creek sized everything. I believe, I got the 3/16 ounce with a little gold willow blade on it. There you go. Copley in the Creek says, well, back to LureNet. I go, hey, Jeremiah, would you throw out my discount code for everyone in the chat, if you would? If anyone wants to get any of these items, of course, you can go to lurenet.com. They will be linked in the comments. They're linked in every description of my video. All right, more terminal tackle. We've got the Stealth ball head. This is just a standard ball head jig, and I don't want to say standard. It does have like a double collar here, which I do appreciate as far as like bait keepers. It's got that double ringed bait keeper head, and I think I got these even lesser, 1/16 ounce, and this is the 1/0 hook size. This is about what I use in the creeks, whether I'm throwing grubs or my small paddle tails, stuff like that. This is the exact size I use, and I got it in the matte. I really liked the low shine matte look of this. And when you go to check out Great Lakes products, a lot of their products have that flat or matte look to them. They look absolutely unique, which is really cool. It gives it a very very natural bait look, um, especially if the snap crawls come in that flat look. Where normally sometimes you'll have that glossy kind of plastic look with stuff. Man, these snap crawls have that kind of flat look, and they do have the non-flat look as well. But I wanted to get the flat look so I could see the difference between some of the finishes on these baits. All right, so the Stealth ball head, and that is in the matte green terminal tackle set. Okay, we got a whole nother baggie here to go through of Great Lakes stuff. Okay, so I did get the snack crawl in the matte black, and this one specifically said floating. So I assume this is a high salt content, or maybe a different plastic makeup. But the snack crawl, this is the same 2.1 matte black. And so if you've got that stained dirty water, that is absolutely going to stand out. And it is very high salt content. Salty. So the snack crawl, man, the snack crawl. I tell you what, when I was looking through the products for Great Lakes Finesse, I immediately went right to the snack crawl because I mean, creek guy, the snack crawl just looked really really cool. So matte blacks. So we got matte black, we got the clear shad, we got the green pumpkin with red flake. Apparently I got a bunch, or they hooked me up with some love. So I got the snack crawl, then the matte black, in about 7 packs. I didn't think I ordered all those, but thank you if you guys hooked me up. That is freaking awesome. Okay, so Great Lakes Finesse. Dan, what's going on? Old man Jones in the house. Hey, we were just out in the creek, our secret creek. We won't say it was, but I ripped a 16 and a half out of the bend. You know what bend I'm talking about. I was just out there. Okay, I want to go over something that I have absolutely fallen in love with. I put it on my trailers for my spinners, the Pond Magic spinners. I've thrown this just straight on a ball head jig. I've used it in a bunch of different ways, and it is quickly becoming one of my small profile paddle tail favorites. And it is the Jean LaRue Long John Minnow. I have, I believe, the baby bass. Do I have the baby bass in hand? I don't know if it's called baby bass. It's called pearl chartreuse black back, but I'm telling you, it should be called baby bass. This is the one I already have, right? And I've caught a ton of fish on these so far, and it is a great looking bait. So I said, let me go back into the inventory and pull a couple more colors that I really want to get in this Jean LaRue Long John Minnow. And so this is the one that's already proven itself and made me a fan. So I went back and I got the Screamer. Lyle, what's up, my dude? Okay, so Screamer. Look at this color. Laminate. It's got the bright chartreuse. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, it's not going to focus. Focus, camera. Anyway, super high glitter. It is shiny and it's got a really nice color. And I thought, okay, this is great. Not quite a natural color, but man, this is gonna stand out. I really love that bright colors. This would be my Clearwater day. The baby bass is like my all-purpose, and then this color is just straight up natural. This is one of the most natural looking colors that I've seen in this Long John Minnow. And now that I see it in person, it looks better than what I saw on the web. Ooh, that's good. The color was called Threadfin Shad. Tell me that doesn't look natural. That is a good color. Another laminate's got like a nice pearl silvery bottom. Nice, really dark charcoal with just, this has almost got rainbow sparkle in it. It's got really high glitter content in there. That is a great looking bait. Look at that. Ooh, that's gonna catch some fish. Use it as a trailer. Use it straight up. I love throwing this on my Pond Magic spinners. If you guys have not seen the Pond Magic by Booyah, and you are wanting to know if there is a really awesome, now the Covert series is amazing, but there are, oh, you know what? They're all in my tackle box. They're all in my tackle box because that's how much I use them. Anyway, check out Booyah's Pond Magic spinners, and they are absolutely the perfect size to pair up on these without getting short struck. The last couple of things I want to show you. Well, I already guys showed you the Yakima rooster tail. This was the what? I got a couple small ones for doing like panfish, but I wanted to get this one for like smallies and bigger stuff. This is the 3/8 ounce in the chartreuse. Now, I have been looking something to replace my need for the River to Sea Whopper Plopper. I rely on that lure a little too much, and so I've been like trying to venture out with different, faster retrieving topwater baits, like the Buzz. I've used a Buzz quite a bit and tried different kinds of buzzes, and had great success on those. Mike, if you guys know Mike from my channel, caught his PB Smalley, which he's already beat by then last year on a Buzz. On one of the I think it was one of the Pond Magic buzzes. But regardless, I've been looking for something that I want to replace like a propeller style action with, and I found something that I was watching tons of review videos on. I went into the vaults of LureNet and was checking out all the info on this, and it looks like this may be the one. It is the Toad Runner Junior, and so it is and I'm going to open one of these up. So it's like a hollow body frog body with a propeller style kicking foot essentially on the back of it. And I always like to get um, topwater baits that have a dark underbelly so that the fish can really key into it when they're looking up to see that contrast in color, that dark contrast against any kind of lit sky. Thank you, thank you. Yes, hit the like button. Oh, and look, you get an extra foot in case the foot should ever wear out on you. So these are wire feet, and I was watching on it. You can take the wire and give it a slight bend. You see that? Inward or outward to control the noise level of the retrieve, of the plop, essentially. And I thought that was really cool. And it's cool they actually get you an extra one because eventually, after bending this so much, you'll probably maybe wear it out. But that's cool. They give you an extra foot in each package. So it is a hollow body frog, and it's a very slender profile. It's not like one of your normal hollow body frogs. It is a very slim profile. That thing is just going to come up and munch on that with that tail kicking. I'm super interested. I've never thrown this. I've seen how the bait swims and reacts as far as like the reaction that it has against the water, and it's everything I'm looking for in a topwater bait. So I'm very very excited to get this. So I got this in both a dark and a light color. So an all black, basically, and pretty much an all white belly. The belly is what the fish is going to see. So it's the all, you can kind of see there, all white belly and an all black belly. And so that, man, I am so excited to try the topwater. It has been raining cats and dogs here lately. So the rivers right now, which is good because, man, that drought was absolutely killing the bite. But now all the rivers are getting filled back up. It's kind of like pressing the reset button on all these waters here in Southern Ohio, which is good. We needed it 100%. And what I'm most excited about is the Great Lakes finesse. So I promised you guys we'll do a little tank test. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a little tank test going. We'll even take out one of the ball head jigs from here. We'll get a little line. We'll tie it up. The frog is Booyah. It's called the Toad Runner. They've got two sizes. They got the Toad Runner and the Toad Runner Junior. For creek action, I decided to go with the junior size, which is a smaller size. So the body of it, about 2 inches. Head to tail, just shy of 4 with the plopper, the little foot. I don't want to call it a plopper, but you know what I mean, the little propeller. So Toad Runner Junior by Booyah. There you go. And guys, if you are interested in getting any of this stuff, make sure you go to lurenet.com. And I'm putting that in the chat right now. And make sure you use my code MFM15. Code saves you 15%. Boom. All right, let's get some line. Ooh, guys, if anyone's used this, I got some brand new line I have not even broken out yet. It's the Suffix Advantage. It's a hyper copolymer, and I got it in the 6-pound. And I'm really, really interested in getting that rigged up on a new rod setup and throwing that out there. Has anybody ever used the Suffix Advance? I've used Suffix Siege. I've used the a bunch of different. I love Suffix line. It's a really good line. There you go. Heck yeah. I am so pumped up. So right now, guys, we are getting rigged up the Great Lakes Finesse Snack Crawl, and I've got the flat black, which specifically on the site said it was floating. And so I'm really, really excited to show you guys this action, and I'm excited to see it. I've seen just like video reviews of it and stuff like that, but I really want to like just see the jigging action on this. Here we go. I'm going to scoot the laptop back a little bit so we don't get any dribbles of water. All right. So we are going to rig this up here. Here we go. All right, let's get the test tank. Let's get all my other testing lures out of the way. All my little flies that I tie. All right, there we go. Let me point you guys down a little bit. Or you know what? Let's raise the table up. That might be easier. Rise. Rise to the occasion. There we go. Okay. Is it in view? Is it in view? You guys got it? All right. First test. Here we go. Great Lakes Finesse Snack Crawl. I like it. Those crawls stay up for a bit. I was gonna get tore up, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, look at that. If you just let it sit on a rock, here, let's let it sit on a rock here. And you're just giving it light little action. Those claws want to raise up in the water. I like it. I like it. That is absolutely great. You're right, Jeremiah. Great for a small crawl. That is great. I like that. I like that. All right. That performs exactly the way I wanted it to perform. Let's lower the table back down. Come on. There we go. So let's do a little review here. We got the snack crawl, right? The old snacky crawl. And that is in the matte black. We got the Great Lakes Flat Cat. This is a drop shot bait. The only one that's really not made for drop shot in here would be the snack crawl. This is for Ned rigging, dragging. Suppose you could probably even put this on that underspin and give it a little swim forward. But the flat cat is specifically made for drop shotting. Look at that little supple tail. Love it. And you got two sizes in the drop worms. So you got a larger profile, the 4-inch drop worm, and I can tell you it's got a lot of salt content. So this is made to be very like that very neutral buoyancy. So when you've got the drop shot weight down here, your drop shot hook, that is just going to rest because it's got that salt content. It is going to sit like this in the water for you guys. And all you got to do is either let the creek do some action or give it just a light little twiggle, just enough to annoy those smallmouth. So that's the larger drop minnow. Then you've got this Morph Finesse small drop minnow. Now this tail is absolutely subtle. That is just, it's just, you don't have to even hardly move this thing. So it's got a little bit of a fatter body and then an absolute slim tail. And the tail actually comes to a small little bulge right at the end, almost to give it just a little bit of weight so that tail can actually bounce up and down on that more supple, thinner tail. Absolutely great design on that. Great design on that. And then what we get? We got the terminal tackle. We showed you the ball head jigs. And then I got the 3/16 ounce underspin jig. It's actually called the Sneaky Spin. And I got the 3/16 ounce. It's got a nice bait keeper on there and a nice gold willow blade. So all kinds of great stuff. And let me tell you guys, arriving shortly will also be the July and August Bank and Creek kit. And I've gotten some sneak peeks at it. You can get some sneak peeks at it too. And I'm telling you, there is a cooler way to enjoy the Bank and Creek products that I will go a little bit more into in depth. Well, when we've got that to unbox for you guys, but you will very much appreciate the ability you'll have to access more Bank and Creek products. So, and be able to package them up and enjoy them in different venues and avenues. So, questions? What do you guys got for me? Fire away, dude. Copley in the Creek. Jeremiah says jitterbug. Let me tell you what. I dropped a video the other day called the Unique Lures Challenge, and I featured the Jitterbug 2.0. And if you've not seen the Jitterbug since it's been updated, Jitterbug's an old lure. It's a I imagine, 60s lure. But they've updated not only the paint, but they've given it a two-segment bait. They've given it a wild paint job. It's got feather dressing from the back hook, and it's awesome looking. And you know what? It doesn't take a lot to get the bait its action. It is just a nice, slow, steady retrieve. It almost kind of forces you to slow down a little bit on the water column, because if you go too fast, it's too fast for the action to really make it happen. But if you give it just a nice, easy, calm, slow retrieve so the fish can see it, it's got this wild walk, wiggle walking, which is nothing really looks like it. If you never fished a jitterbug, you'll you won't understand until you see how a jitterbug swims. Absolutely. Color in the Bank Creek kit looks so good. I am telling you, it's it's a good kit. And Patrick and the guys over there do a great job at selecting stuff that is made specifically for creek angling. And I'm telling you guys, if you've not tried out one of the Bank and Creek kits, this isn't some discount bunch of lures that you may be used to seeing in packaged kits. This is specifically selected by creek enthusiasts for creek enthusiasts, and it's made to catch everything we love to catch in the creeks. And it. I have been so impressed and satisfied with everything that's been in the Bank and Creek kits since they've started their inception. It's really awesome, and it feels like they've selected it for what the kind of fishing like I like to do, you guys like to do, that creek wading, bank by the riverside creek style fishing. It is just everything is so perfect for it. A couple of things have made me step out of my comfort zone that I just haven't thrown in a while. Like I'm not a big spook fisherman, but I took the Boyo spook from last kit, and man, it was though I'd fished spooks before, but I forgot how fun it was to do a nice walk the dog action and just have a smallmouth explode on it. So I love that they're putting things in there to get me a little bit out of my zone, but still work perfectly for the creeks. They're out of a few things already. Oh, the Great Lakes. Yeah, as soon as Great Lakes got announced, I am absolutely. They just got bum rushed. As soon as they hit the LureNet site, I think a lot of people were waiting for because they were hitting up Great Lakes and was like, "Where's your stuff?" Like they were hitting up the Great Lakes website, and there wasn't a lot of inventory available there, and they were waiting to make this move. So I'm sure they will be replenished very quickly, especially with this great partnership. But yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. Whatever they have, try something out. I know I wanted to go get tubes, and the tubes were unfortunately out of stock, and I'm sure they just got yanked up because I mean their stuff looks absolutely great. It's great looking plastic. Yeah, you know what? You know what changed for me this year? Well, there really wasn't in my arsenal heavy, right? Used it a couple times, but throwing a spinner. If I wanted to throw something, I would typically throw a crankbait that would be like a 1 to 3 foot diving crankbait. But the covert series spinners. I think I'm up to 6 Fish Ohio trophy fish, 18 or better, 18 inches or better, this year alone, just on covert spinners. A couple other ones on a couple other lures. The Bandit 100. I can't say enough good things about the Bandit 100. I'm a fan of that baby bass color because it looks like a little baby largemouth bass, and for some reason, smallmouth just punch it in the mouth. They both love and hate it at the same time. Um, the Covert series spinners have been absolutely awesome, and there's some cool stuff coming up with the Covert series that I won't tell you about yet, but I'll just tell you, it looks awesome. The Bandit 100 has been absolutely phenomenal this year. I have used the silver with the black back, the baby bass, and then River Bream has been an absolute killer lately. I wanted to put the baby bass aside because I've really been overusing the baby bass and the Bandit 100. So the River Bream color, also the fish are just annihilating it. Yeah. So what color in spinner? Um, yeah, the Bandit 100 is great. Dan, if you're asking what color in the spinner, I use a little bit of all of them. They have the Arsonist series, which is like an all red series that worked great in the spring. They have one called Coleslaw. The Coleslaw is like a chartreuse and white. That's killer. I've also used the all white, just the all white one. But that Coleslaw one and the Arsonist, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Top two fall baits. Ooh, top two fall baits. I mean, fall, you got to go top water, right? Man, I love running a fast retrieving top water in the fall. Anything with a propeller in the fall is great. Whether it be a plopper style bait, this might be my new favorite, the Toad Runner Junior, a buzz bait, a really loud buzz bait. They get amped up and they feed up for that winter rest. So they're really aggressive in the fall. So I love throwing a topwater. I would say my second, not even close. It's got to be a square bill crankbait or a shallow diving crankbait that just hits the rocks. In the fall time, you're not really fighting a lot of that mossy stuff that you are in the summertime. So yeah, I would say right now, just based on my past, 4 or 5 years experience of strictly going for smallmouth in the creeks, yeah, I would say something loud on top water and then a square bill crankbait. I've been asked if you could only bring out 1 or 2 or 3 lures, what would they be? And a square bill crankbait or a shallow diving crankbait would absolutely be in my arsenal. I would probably bring a white grub. You guys know me and white grub fire. Love throwing a white grub. The yum has a really great. I have just massive packs of them laying around. So the yum white grub, uh, three. It's a 3 inch, so it's perfect. I mean, if you're going for panfish, you could even chop it down a little bit if you wanted to. But the yum grub is absolutely killer. What would be my third? You know what? I have, it quickly has become a low confidence to a high confidence bait in the manner of months, and that's a spinner. The covert spinner has absolutely changed my mind on throwing a spinner at all times of the year. I put it away. I used it in the spring really heavy, and then I put away the spinner thinking, maybe it's not a summertime bait. Put it back on the last 3 weeks. It is gone bonkers. So I'm going to have to include a spinner now in my top three must have baits. And that's great because then you're working, basically the top of the water column. You've got the mid water column with the spinner, and you've got the bottom with the shallow diving crankbait. So if you could bring 3 things out in the creek and that's all you could bring, Maybe throw a grub in there too, like a white grub. But that would be my all-time favorites if you could just pick a handful of lures to bring out. Yeah, the fall series. Guys, if you are not already aware of it and you're anywhere in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, any of those areas, there is a wading league that I am in, that Copley and the Creek is in, and that a bunch of my friends are in, that some that you see on the channel and some that are not. But it's called NAPRA, NAPRA, Pro Wading. And they have a fall series, and it doesn't cost you much, it's $20. It's got, I believe, four stops on it, and you get to fish your own water. Um, so it's very open. It's an open stream style series where you get to pick where you want to fish. If you are at all interested in it, go to napraprowading.com. Check it out. Tell them I sent you, and come fish against me. Come fish with me. That would be awesome. Hit it up. A bunch of my friends are in it. It's a good time. And get you exploring new waters within your state. So, guys, that's everything I've got. Like I said, I've got another little package on its way that I will do an unboxing of, which includes the bank and creek kit. Can't wait to show you that and get that on the water and show you guys all the good stuff that's in that. I can't wait to get out and throw this crawl. I can't wait out get out and teach myself to drop shot in a creek. Well, that being said, guys, thank you for joining in. Make sure you visit LureNet for all this stuff, all this great stuff. Use MFM15. That'll get you 15% off. Of course, that helps me and helps the channel so I can do some awesome adventures for you guys. It brings me the ability to give back to you guys and provide some awesome content. I will see you guys on the next Fishing.